That was Purely Me by Ojas, and we have him here on call right now. Welcome to Bring Me to Life Radio.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. So much love to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We met on Twitter, and you sent. I can't remember how the conversation started, but it started, and you sent some music, and I was like, yeah, that's great, and it's so cool being able to being able to play people's music. I think that's something that we're very honored to be able to do. But for everybody listening in right now, could you describe to them your music?
Well, the best way I could describe my music in words is it's my energy and emotions expressed into sound.
Energy and emotions expressed into sound.
Yeah.
Cool. So I know that you did say your music is like very emotional music, and I think it's really cool. It's unique. It's not something that I hear very often, and sometimes I'm like trying to see like where I could put it into the radio station, and it's really, I like how kind of chill it is. There are some drums, and it's just very, very cool. And so how did you first get into music, into creating music, and how did that lead you to creating Ojas?
Well, I always really loved music. I used to play guitar since I was young, but I didn't really create as much then. In like 10th grade, I started making hip hop beats on FL Studio, and I explored it for a bit, but I actually like drifted away from it. I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go. I was really just making stuff, and it wasn't like cultivating into a lot. At that time, I was listening to hip hop a lot and like thrash metal stuff like that. But I took some time off, and then in college, I heard electronic music, namely the Adventure Club remix of the song "Lullabies" by Yuna. And like just hearing that got me really into electronic, and I started exploring more, especially bass music. And I went to a couple shows, and then I realized like my deepest passion was in electronic music, and that I really felt I just needed to create it. And then after that, I just haven't really looked back. I try to create as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. I think that's cool, super cool. And how did is Ojas like your real name?
Yeah, it is. It's my real name. Yeah, I just try to keep it real.
I understand. Yeah, if I if I ever had like electronic music that I created, I'd probably just call it Silamon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your music is awesome, dude.
Appreciate that. I think you're talking about the meditation music that I create.
Yeah. Like it's very, very intricate and beautiful. 35-minute production. Like that was on another level when I heard it. Honestly.
Well, I appreciate that a whole lot. Is meditation something that you've been into for a while?
Well, honestly, I started like doing it more like 10 months ago, but like in the last like 3 months, it's become like a daily part of my life, and for the past month, I've been doing it like twice a day at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed that when I meditate in the morning before I do anything else, it really makes a huge difference. I feel a lot happier. I feel more focused, and
Definitely.
I think it's a great practice to do. So, do you think that meditating helps with you when you are creating music?
Definitely, because it just I'm not like stressing out. I'm just more focused. Like you said, I'm just more chilled, and I'm able to spend more of my energy thinking and feeling deeper into the sounds that I'm making, or the vibe that I'm going for. So it's not like it just really helps me like ease my mind and get into the creative flow more. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any influences besides the one that you already stated? I know when you first started talking, you mentioned a song that kind of awakened you, but currently, like right now, are there any electronic artists or music that is inspiring you to continue to create the music?
Definitely, yeah. I'm very active on SoundCloud, and from there, I'm able to find music from many artists who aren't necessarily like big yet, but it's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. It's awesome being able to hear their creations, because it's all passion at that point. Really, Flume is probably my biggest inspiration. He just dropped a new EP today, which is amazing. Also, I got the opportunity to see Lido live. He was very inspirational because he played everything live. Also, Odessa, also
Mm-hmm.
a lot of smaller artists like Amethyst, honestly, so many artists because always on SoundCloud that I'm finding new artists and songs. Another big one is Indigo Beck. His music is on another level to me. The sounds that he creates they really, really hit you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. So this isn't something that I really I sent some questions, but this one I did not send to you. I was curious about the collective that you are a part of. I've seen it on Twitter, but I don't really know exactly what it's all about.
Oh yeah, Pure Future is
Mm-hmm.
a collective that I started. I had a vision for it, and luckily through SoundCloud and social media and the internet in general, I've been able to connect with many other genuine artists who share this vision, which is to really, give back to Earth. We're at a time where there's so much going on. There's so much political tension. There's so much social tension. Racism happening, which I think these are all social problems that can't be fixed with a law. But as I've become more spiritual, as I've talked to others who feel like me, I've realized that a sense of self inside that will if everyone feels that, we'll have world peace at that point. Like Pure Future is basically a platform and family that gives love a voice. So much of the media we see is fake news. It's basically biased stuff aiming to manipulate people, and the love is lost. So with a platform like Pure Future, which the website for it is being designed and built currently, we want to give a platform for all genuine people to be able to share their art to the world. It's not just art, but any form of media, videos, journalists, researchers. They're all involved in our family, and we're growing. So I'm very, very excited about that. It's the Pure Future.
Yeah, I think that's great, and it's super cool when you start a network and you start to get more people involved, and it just creates. It's kind of like group meditation. The energy, the just the energy is like magnified.
It's truly exponential. Like together, we are so much powerful than by ourselves. Like especially when you all share the unity of purpose and love. Like together, like we can all grow together. To me, the future is about connection. It's not about getting famous, or it's about connecting everybody, and together we can all grow and make Earth like a great place to live again.
Definitely, I
I
definitely.
mean, it already is. Earth is beautiful, but
super beautiful, especially if you just go traveling. When I first traveled, I thought Earth was a cool place, but nothing too magical. And then I started traveling, and I was like, oh my goodness! Even in just the United States, there's so many different places that the vegetation's different. There's different types of trees and mountains, and it's just when you get to a mountain, it's so awe-inspiring that you're like, okay, I feel like an ant, a little tiny ant in this huge world that we're living in.
exactly. Like we're all somehow here together, and like why not grow together? Why not explore and make everything even better for each other?
Right. Sweet. So I know you brought some more songs with you. Is there one that you would like to play now?
Sure. If you want to play the song "Unlimited," that would be cool.
All right, this is Unlimited by Ojas. You just heard Unlimited by Ojas, and we have him here right now. Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Cool. So Unlimited, Unlimited was a song I actually made on a family vacation to Texas, and throughout the days back, a lot of it was produced in the car, but it's a song where I was pretty much just going for something that meant a lot to me, and through the time I felt myself growing a lot as a person. It was the holiday season. I was seeing family. There was a lot of energy, and with that, I just felt like, wow, like I felt so much love in my life, and I just really like tried to put some like force into the music, and just get that vibe. And that was actually the first song where you probably heard that little like wave white noise sound, and that's the first song where I really incorporated that into. And really the song represents like a breakthrough to me unlimiting any barriers in my mind, ready for the new chapter I was about to take in as I went back to school, living on my own now. So it really, really just resembled that change in my life.
Yeah, brilliant. I think one of the best part about getting to do interviews is hearing the backstories of, the songs and why people created them and things like that. So I really appreciate hearing that stuff. What kind of programs do you use to create your music?
Well, the main program I use is Ableton Live. It's a digital audio workstation, but it's also made so that you can play your music live. So I really use that a lot because personally, I've used other digital audio workstations, but I prefer this one. Like the whole interface really works well for me, and I'm able to connect up my controllers and just record stuff in, add effects as I go, and it's very, very. It's the main program I use. And I'm able to mix, master, produce everything, and even perform it from Ableton. So that's why I really love Ableton. Yeah.
Cool. I know a lot of people who use Ableton, and my good friend Ashton Robertson, who does Spaceship Earth, which I think you would like a lot. He uses Ableton too. So I know a lot of producers use that. What is your favorite part of being a producer slash musician?
The favorite part is the bass, but also just like creating in general. Cause it gives me like honestly a sense of like an internal sense of accomplishment, but also like just pouring love into something and being able to like hear the end product at the end and realize, wow, I made this. It's a very empowering feeling. It's an act of self-love, and just being able to inspire people through sharing my art, like that's an unmatched feeling. I don't really care for hype. It's really all about love for me. And like being a producer on the internet, it's about connection like never before. Like I've been able to connect not only with my peer self from making music, but being able to share has enabled me to connect with so many great people. And I've started to meet a lot of other people who share my dream of giving back. And that's priceless to me. That it's really changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So when people ask you like, what is your why do you do this? You say that it's because of all the love and connection that you get through making the music.
Well, that too, but music is also like I mentioned, it's really an escape and an outlet for me to express. Music was there for me in my darkest moments, and I really feel so blessed that I'm able to give back and strive for my dreams through music. So music is like meditation. It's really an art where you can just feel and be in the moment. So much of the time, like we're overwhelmed with things we have to do in our day-to-day lives. But for me, music is like an escape from all of that. I can turn off the thinking and just feel the sounds I want that make me feel the way I want to feel. It doesn't even feel like work to me, you know?
Yeah. And with that, are there any times at all that it can be hard to be a musician or a producer? Was there any
Definitely.
like hard times for you?
Definitely. Like, I think it's a natural part of being a human to like to want more and want like recognition and stuff, but I think that's also a good thing with music, because you really learn how to like strengthen your own mind. And in terms of the creative process, I think the least favorite part would probably be like arranging the songs. Not that like I don't like it, but I prefer to be like playing the music. Like arrangement for me takes hours of fine tuning certain parts, and I'd rather just be drumming bass lines and feeling the music. So that's why I really try to build my live set around like improvisation, because it's just so fun for me. But I think arrangement and mixing, it's very important, and it's hard, but it's a really beautiful process. I've been focusing on it a lot for the new music that I have coming. Yeah.
Definitely. And when I make the meditation music, and I do the audio editing for the podcast as well. Audio takes a lot of time to get through, and sometimes I just get to a point where I know something can be tweaked, but I can't do it anymore because there's so many other things that I have to do. But so
yeah, no, for sure.
When you're a producer, a musician, it does take a lot of time, and it's not just like throwing samples or throwing loops on there. It takes a lot, and especially to master, I know that can be an art all on its own.
Yeah, especially like, it's like every second that you hear of a song that's an electronic song produced, the producer has probably put an hour in total. Like, it's very, very intricate work, and I think that's why it can be very disheartening for a lot of producers, because of all the work that they put in. But I believe if you have passion and act with love, like everything will come together in the end.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and play another song. What song would you like to play now?
Do you want to play Samudra? That would be cool.
Yeah, let's play Samudra. All right, that was Samudra, and we have Ojas here. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about the song that we just heard?
Well, I released a song like just 2 weeks ago. What was going through my life at the time of the song? Why I say that is because each song I make is pretty much an expression of what I've been going through, and Samudra was really the Samudra in Sanskrit. I'm of Indian heritage, so I like to refer to that in the title of this track. Samudra means ocean or the seven seas, and I created this when I realized that within myself, like all there really is an ocean of love, and I created this song just like as I've become more spiritual, spending more time in meditation, in nature, in just being in the moment. And this song really represented this ocean, the deep love I have for life. That's really what this song means to me and how I went about creating it. Yeah.
Yeah, and throughout this interview, you've talked quite a bit about spirituality and all that. So, what do you say that your spirituality? How would you say that it's affected your music and the music that you make?
Well, to me, spirituality is really about like who I am. Like ever since I was little, I always used to wonder about how crazy it was that we're even here. Like the fact that you and I are here right now sharing this moment, like to me it's the impossible being possible. like emotion and thoughts are your truth, and by expressing your truth, like I feel so much happier. Like music has always given me faith, and in the dark times, like music always made me feel like I would be okay, and it gave me a sense of purpose. I always really thought to myself, like, what can I do in my life on earth, to make as much of a positive impact as I can, and I realized, like, maybe if I kept creating music, and hopefully I can get the chance to perform and maybe build a career out of music, I can use any influence and like capital I get to like invest back, and that's why Peer Future exists, and really give back to the earth and education and media. Like spirituality is literally everything to me. It's the reason life is possible. All I really have is love, and music just exponentially increases that. Like, yeah.
And you said you had, did you say Indian background?
Yeah, I was actually born in Mumbai. I moved to New Jersey when I was 4. Shout out to my parents. They're giving me the chance to live this dream or strive for this dream.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Yeah, I think that's so cool. And is that like something that's helped you in your spirituality? Did you have a childhood where they cultivated spirituality within you?
Well, they definitely tried. I will say that for many years of my life, I was doing it, but like I didn't totally understand what it encompassed. Like this whole idea that spirituality is life itself. Like I didn't really piece that together until recently, just like a year or two ago. And yeah, like a lot of the members of my family, yeah, they're actually into meditation and stuff. So I kind of had that background, and as I grew up, I consciously like tried to get into it for myself and learn in my own way, and using the internet also. So with that, yeah, like I've just gotten more into it recently. Yeah, for sure.
Cool, definitely. I would say I had a very Christian background, and I've always been spiritual, but it was when I was able to go out on my own and find out what spirituality meant to me, and to find out what a connection with God or source meant to me. That's when I really opened up and really just became very passionate about spirituality. So I think our paths there are quite similar.
Definitely, man. We're all one.
Yeah. So as we begin to wrap up the interview, I wanted to ask you just a few more questions. One of them was, is there anybody that you would like to collaborate with but maybe haven't yet?
Well, my dream collaboration would definitely be the producer Indigo Beck. He's so genuine and low key, but his music is the greatest sound production I've ever heard. The sounds he makes, they literally, you can feel them on your brain. The style is so clean. He adds a whole dimension onto the music, and you just get lost in it. Like, he would be my dream collaboration. I personally think he's on another level, and the fact that he's low key about it and doesn't care for the hype, that's 10 times like more like I respect that so much more personally.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Is there one place that you would like to play at throughout your career?
Probably Electric Forest. I've never had the chance to go there, but I've seen videos. I've seen the lineups like every year. But I just love nature so much, and I feel like combining music and nature, that's like a dreamland. I feel like the vibe of my music also would fit more in like a natural setting than like maybe a nightclub, like
Right.
But obviously I'm down for whatever. I just feel like Electric Forest would be like, whoa, like I'm living in a movie, like I'm getting the chance to play here.
Cool, yeah. Fun fact, I am from Michigan and I've never been to a Electric Forest.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great festivals, and there's even more. There's more that are forming every single year
Hmm.
because it's a beautiful time to be alive.
Definitely. Definitely. So, do you have any advice for any up and coming musicians or maybe producers or people that want to get into it but haven't yet?
Just don't worry. Like as soon as you start stressing that the activity you love, like what's the point? Like all the enjoyment will go away. Of course, you should put a lot of effort into it if you really want it to grow. But just take your time and feel it. Like I personally feel like the quality is way more important than how quickly you can create something and drop it. Like patience is the theme to life.
Hmm.
Like and if you apply it to your art, like you can fully intricately design the vibe you're going for way more effectively. And it's just have fun. Like it's all love. Music is getting doper every single day, and it's such a great time. So just have fun. I believe anybody with passion and dedication and the work ethic, you can come up during this time. You can build your art, and together as a community, we can make the greatest music ever.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I definitely second the patience thing. I've learned through many lessons that, being patient with your projects and everything is, it's never a bad thing.
Yeah, it's nature to want something right now.
Hmm.
It's just like the egoic nature to want something now. Like I want instant gratification, but that's not how that's not how like the world works. It just takes time to get anything right.
Right.
And instead of worrying about the time, spend more energy into cultivating what you're growing
Hmm.
and developing that. And by the time you get the recognition you're yearning for, you'll be so good. You just got to have the faith in yourself and just keep the passion, and as long as you feel it, like everything will come together.
Beautiful. So, before we play the last song, where can people find information about you? How can they listen to your music?
The best way to check out my work is ojassound.com, which is OJASOUND.com. So it's like Ojas Sound, but only one S.
Hmm.
And there I have all my music. I have videos of my live set. I have information about Pure Future. All the creators' links are up there. There's around 18 of us so far around the world in Pure Future. My vision is up there, and all the songs I have up there are free download, so you should definitely check it out. Also, you can check out my SoundCloud, which is at Ojas Sound, same thing, OJASOUND. There I have my music, but also I'm constantly on SoundCloud, like finding new music and listening to it. So you could also just check. You could also just check my profile and check the reposts, and you can find new music, or just look at all the people I follow, and you can follow them. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much how you could find out about my art. I also started painting and make a lot of digital art too. So you can just go to my website, and there'll be links to my social media where I post that stuff. And so yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I've really enjoyed this interview and having you on. It's been great, and it's been great getting to know you and your music.
Definitely, man. I can't even thank you enough for the pure love you feel to even like give me this great opportunity and to share my art. Like definitely, as Pure Future grows, like we will stay in touch and work together to bring people to life. So
Hmm.
so
Yeah, I get it. Sweet. Well, we're gonna end the interview with the last song. So go ahead and introduce this.
all right, this last song is like my music is really chill, but sometimes I like that heavy trap vibe. But I still tried to warp it with my like kind of esoteric sound, which is the emotional like um, higher dimensional spiritual sound, into just a short piece called Esoteric. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for having me on. Mad love to everybody out there. Um, sending love to all of you guys.